Hi, Professor. Jeff Sexton. I'm going to go through the second half of the probabilities homework review. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. Okay, trying to get this camera adjusted. My apologies if it's difficult to read. First off, this is the word section, the last homework assignment that we had, so I'm going to go ahead and explain this forward through you. First thing that we had here was the market survey. 60% of the population owned an automobile, 30% owned a house, and 20% owned both automobile and a house. Our task assigned to us is to find who owns an automobile or a house, but not both, so not this 20%. From here, so we need our probability of our automobile or a house, and we need to subtract that from our probability of an automobile and a house. So to find that, we find our probability of an automobile, add that to our probability of a house, and subtract that from the both. From here we have 0.6 and 0.3 minus have a automobile and house, and minus your 0.2. From there we can learn that probability of an automobile and a house, or a house, is going to be 0.7. We need to take out that overlap series. So from here we're going to have a probability of an automobile or a house minus probability and a house, and that's going to be 0.7 minus 0.2, which is going to give us our answer of 0.5, or half of people would have a automobile or a house, but not both. Secondly, let's look over here on the L14, a workplace of accidents. We're going to have half of accidents, or 0.5, are minor, 0.4 are going to be moderate accidents, and 0.1 so severe accident. We're asked to find out 2 accidents that occur if neither of them were severe, and at most if one would be moderate. So if we have 2 minor accidents, we have minor and minor. We can go ahead and multiply those both together, 0.5 and 0.5, so we get a 0.25 chance. Minor accident. Of a moderate accident, we have a minor and a moderate put together. So we have 2 different possibilities of that, 2 interactions. So you have 2 times your 0.5 times 0.4, which is going to give you your 0.4 scenario. Add both of those scenarios together, you have a 0.65 chance of going to have either an accident that is severe or at most moderate that is neither severe and is at most moderate, rather. The third question, we talked about smokers. 10% of the company's life insurance policy is going to be of smokers. The rest are non-smokers. So from here, we were asked, what is the policyholder that died in the year? What's the probability that that policyholder would be a smoker? So to do that, we first have to see the probability of smokers and the probability of each smoker dying during the year, which is 5%, and we get 0.005% there. There are non-smokers, going to be 90% of our population, times that by a 0.01 of the probability of dying during the year in general, so that's a 0.009% chance. We need to find a probability of smokers or dying, and then a probability of the rest of the population and dying, which is going to be 0.014% of the population. That's a total figure. So we need to figure out our smokers, 0.005, divide that by the total population, 0.014, to get our 0.36% chance, or 36% chance, is going to be a smoker that would be dying during that year. The fourth problem here, we're going on the fire damage to the warehouse. First off, we can take out the amount lost of 0 for the 90% probability that there is no fire, or there is no loss. From here, we're going to be multiplying our loss times our probability all the way down, 500 times 0.06, 1,000 times 0.03, 10,000 times 0.008, and so on down. We're going to take all of those calculations, multiply them together, and add them all together. And we're going to divide that by our total probability added up here on this side, which is going to give us a 0.1. Since this is 90%, this is going to give us 10%. Our total calculation here is 290 amount lost times probability added up. And then it's going to be divided by our 10% chance, which is going to give us a 2,900 value, which was our answer. Finally, our orthodontic equation. From here, we needed to find the probability the policyholder would have. We needed to find the probability of, as I go up here, policyholder would need a filling or an extraction during the life of a policy for the insurance policy. So we needed orthodontic work here would be a half, orthodontic or a filling would be 2/3, orthodontic work or an extraction would be 3/4, or then a filling and an extraction was going to be an eighth of the population. So we needed to find the probability of a filling or an extraction. So we need to find the probability of the filling, the probability of the extraction, and then take away the overlapping, so we can find that scenario. From there we found our probability of the filling is going to be a third of all people, probability of extraction is a half, and we had to take out the overlap, which we already found was an eighth, and that is going to give us our 17/24 answer for there, and that's the last half of the probabilities literacy test, or literacy sheet, excuse me. Thank you.